Welcome back everyone to today's video about a standard DMEK case that we just finished doing 2 weeks ago. So now we're starting off our DMEK cases with the inferior iridectomy because we found out that we can save some time. That if pigment gets released or blood starts oozing, we then proceed with a decimetorexis under air anyway, and this helps with hemostasis by tampon adding. Now we're doing the decimetorexis under air with no infusion pump because we found that it's not necessary, and if it's not necessary you don't need an extra paracentesis to keep the chamber stable, and also helps you train your hand with the pivoting techniques, so air might escape but you're also much more careful to prevent that because there's no air pump to have your back in case air escapes at the wrong time. We haven't found this to be particularly dangerous or even too difficult. It's just something that we prefer doing. So after the almost complete decimetorexis, we find that around the previous phaco wound there is some scarring that prevents decimates to come off easily, and we have to resort to the coaxial forceps to complete the rexis. And now we're going to show the injection and unfolding part with no editing. We're using a 1 cc syringe to inject the graft very slowly and then to come out as well very slowly. And now we're thinking what the orientation of the graft is and what our next maneuver should be. So we're thinking we need to deepen the chamber a bit to allow for some room to be created so the graft can orient itself properly. Then we find out that it was a bit stuck in the wound, so we've released that, and now orientation is probably good, and we're doing the derisomer technique while shuffling the graft up to the 12 o'clock position. Now we're thinking that the inferior scroll doesn't want to release because the chamber is too deep. So that's what we're doing to that paracentesis. We're trying to flatten the chamber. But then with some reverse derisomer techniques like pressing on the cornea and then quickly releasing, we get the inferior scroll to open up. And through the main wound we're injecting air because the inferior paracentesis was kind of interacting with the scroll and we were fearsome of injecting air above the graft. So now we're almost done. We've injected enough air. We can see that the inferior PI still sees a bit of aqueous meniscus, and then we're happy to conclude the case. Thanks for watching.